the Radio Theater brings you Betty Grable, Victor Mature, and Barry Sullivan in Coney Island. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. William Keeley.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. If I were asked to name the entertainment center of the world, I'd probably say Hollywood. But if you put that question to any one of 7 million people in New York, he'd probably answer with some vigor.
The entertainment center of the world? That's Coney Island.
And for tonight, at least, we'll agree with him as we bring you 20th Century Fox's musical success, Coney Island, starring lovely Betty Grable in the role she created on the screen. Co-starred with Betty, we have Victor Mature and that talented young actor, Barry Sullivan, both rival suitors in this rollicking story of love, laughter, and excitement at America's most famous playground. We're off to Coney Island and the first act of tonight's play, starring Betty Grable as Kate Farley, Victor Mature as Eddie Johnson, and Barry Sullivan as Joe Rocco. Today in New York, the closest spot to heaven is probably the top of the Empire State Building. But 40 years ago, New Yorkers came closest to paradise at a breeze-swept beach on the Atlantic Ocean. Only a short distance from the hot and throbbing city, they found a land whose milk and honey was clam chowder and foaming beer. A place of perpetual carnival of singing waiters and persuasive barkers. A little raucous, a little rowdy, but nevertheless, beautiful Coney Island. One spring afternoon, a young man named Eddie Johnson makes his first visit to Coney Island. Eddie has plans for a big business deal involving an old acquaintance, Joe Rocco, owner of the Scenic Gardens Cafe.
Well, mister, what'll it be?
So, this is Joe Rocco's place, huh?
That's right.
Nice big place, lots of business.
He does okay.
That's what I like to see. I like to see Joe Rocco doing okay. Give me a beer.
Yes, sir.
Eddie!
Why, hello, Joe.
Well, this is quite a surprise, Eddie. Come on over here and sit down.
Well, thanks. Say, nice place you got here, Joe.
Yeah, it's a little different from those pit shows and shooting galleries we used to have, Eddie.
Once we had a whole carnival, remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Then 2 years ago in St. Louis, we had an argument about how the carnival should be run. We decided to play a hand of poker for the whole works.
And I won it with 3 of the prettiest aces you ever saw.
I've been trying to find you ever since, Joe. I wanted to give you these. I found them the next morning under the cushion of your chair. 4 of the prettiest aces you ever saw.
Well, Eddie, I guess this makes up for all those times I went to the cash drawer and found your hand in it. Now, why don't we just forget the whole business, huh?
I've tried to forget it, Joe. I've tried and tried. But it's just no use.
You gonna sue me?
No, but I figure that since you cheated me out of our carnival, we're really still partners, and that means I own one half of this joint.
There's just one hitch, Eddie. I don't figure the same way.
Well, in that case, I'll just have to worm myself in, Joe, one way or another.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But I just got to pay you back, Joe. If I didn't, I'd lose all my self-respect.
I just wanted to show you my new dress, Joe. How do you... Oh, I didn't know you were busy.
No, it's all right, honey. The man's just leaving. This is Eddie Johnson, Kate Farley. She's, my singer here.
Hello, Miss Farley.
How do you do?
Your dress looks wonderful, Kate. Eddie?
Would you look at the feathers? You know, it'll be a nice dress when it gets through molting.
Oh, and since when are you an authority?
Go on, Eddie. Push off.
You won't change your mind about my proposition?
Sorry.
Suit yourself, Joe. Oh, Miss Farley.
Yeah?
When you take that dress off, you'd better hang it up in a birdcage.
Now listen, you smart aleck. I've had just about enough of
With
your...
all those feathers, it's liable to fly away. Goodbye, Miss Farley.
Hurry, come in and see her. She's Josephine, the tattooed lady. She's covered with artistic masterpieces. You'll see Gainsborough's Blue Boy talking things over with Whistler's mother. You'll see the Leaning Tower of Pisa coming in marvel at these pretty wonderful...
Frankie, look! It's Eddie. Eddie Johnson.
Eddie, you old son of
Frankie
a gun.
and Finnegan, say you're looking great.
Why not? He's preserved in alcohol.
Not since the Chicago Fair have I looked upon you, Eddie.
Say, this calls for a celebration.
Yeah, but tell me, is this your pitch?
Yeah, I'm sorry to say it's mine. All mine.
Well, what in the world are you doing at Coney Island?
From the looks of business, nothing.
Eddie, have you seen Joe yet? Joe Rocco.
Yeah, just came from there.
Teaming up with Joe again, are you?
Not just yet, Finnegan. I'm looking for a new partner, Frankie. Interested?
Oh, Eddie, I ain't got but only $9 to my name.
Listen to me and you'll be rolling in dough.
Huh?
I got an idea for a pitch that's worth a fortune.
Well, that's great. Go and open it up, but let me alone.
Look, every location is taken. This would be just the spot for it,
Oh,
Frankie.
hurry, hurry, hurry. The only tattooed woman on Coney Island. Every time she shakes, moving pictures.
Look, will you listen to me? We can have it ready in 2 days' time and for less than $300.
But, Eddie, I just told you I got $9.
I've got the money. All I want from you is this location and your time.
You mean that?
Certainly.
Eddie, you just made yourself a deal.
Good.
After 6 months with Josephine, even suicide would look good to me.
Come on, lads. Let's have a beer and talk it over.
Dolly, will you look at that? What? Well, that mob over there in front of Frankie's place. He never did that much business in a month.
Oh, didn't you know? Frankie's got himself a new show and a new partner. That fella doing the barking.
Huh? Oh, you bet I see him. So that's Frankie's new partner, is it?
Yeah.
Come on, Dolly, we're going over there.
Huh? At a show like that?
You heard me. Here's my chance to get even.
Katie, you just don't make sense.
I'll explain later. Come on.
10 cents. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Listen, friends, listen to me.
Hey, that's Frankie, ain't it? Playing just like a snake charmer?
Of course it is.
Will you look at him buy those tickets? Gee, those guys are making a fortune.
Stand back, Dolly. I'm going to go
Only
to work.
8 seats left. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Oh, Frankie. Hello, Frankie.
Huh? Oh, hello, honey. Glad to see you.
I'm amazed, gents, amazed. He shouldn't speak with anyone so obviously beneath him. As the little lady here.
Hi. He used to talk to me plenty when we were working together
Ixnay
over
on the
at
Yankin crane.
Yes, sir. Young lady Abu here can't figure out why you're wearing that atrocity on your head. He says it can't be a hat, or can it? Abu says, did lady lose election bet, or did lady fall into fruit salad?
Kate, we better get out of here.
The nerve of that bum. Wait till I tell Joe. Just wait.
Why, the young lady is going away. Don't rush off, sweetheart. All right, boys, hurry, hurry, hurry. The show starts in exactly 3 minutes. It's the most sensational, the most daring.
And this time it was my hat he didn't like. He insults me, Joe, in front of everybody. He insults me.
Oh, but now, honey.
And if you don't tell him to stop ragging me, I'll bust a bottle over his head. Oh, hey, where are all the customers?
That's what I've been trying to find out. Something funny going on, Katie. I think I'll just take a look around out.
Billy, me boy.
Finnegan, come on in, have a drink.
Oh, no, I don't dare. Not here in Rocco's place.
Finnegan, you're sick.
Me? No, but Steve is Rocco's bartender. The doctor discovered the dear lad had chronic prognosis.
Oh?
And him handling all the glasses that people drink out of.
And I was just going in there.
I've been standing here warning all me friends to keep away. It's just terrible.
Well, thanks, Finnegan.
Now, if you're looking for something intoxicating, there's Eddie Johnson's new show just up the street.
Oh, that's from me, Finnegan. I'll see you later.
Well, you're the one who's steering my trade away. I'd like to murder you, Finnegan.
Now, wait a minute, Joe. It's not his fault. You know who put him up to this, don't you?
I got a pretty good idea. Go on, Finnegan, beat it.
Joe, you're not going to let him get away with this, are you?
You bet your sweet life I'm not.
You've got to show that four-flusher where he gets off.
Louis.
Yeah, Joe.
Louis, that old friend of mine, Eddie Johnson. He needs a lesson.
I got some friends in Brooklyn, Joe. They're swell teachers.
I want that cooch joint of his to look like an earthquake hit it. Understand?
Relax, boss. It's as good as done.
Frankie.
Oh.
Frankie, can you move?
Oh, I'm fine. Just resting. Oh, what hit me?
Seems like Joe wants to play a little rough. Take a look around.
Oh, what a wreck.
Yeah, it was a nice place while it lasted, Frankie.
Well, let's start looking for a carpenter in those dames. We can be back in business in 3 or 4 days, maybe.
Uh-uh.
Why not?
Next time, Joe may use dynamite.
Oh.
Frankie, I got an idea. Let's wreck Joe's joint.
Dynamite? Oh, swell.
No. Nice and legal. See that sign across the street? Read it.
Welcome to Coney Island. United Brotherhood of Bricklayers, Local 742.
They'll be here tomorrow, Frankie. The United Brotherhood.
So they'll be here.
Well, don't you see? After they've had a few beers, you and I will go in and start making some nasty remarks. Pretty soon there'll be the wildest knockdown, free-for-all.
When Irish eyes are smiling, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure they steal your heart
Thank you, boys. Thank you. We'll be back with more entertainment later. Now, all you bricklayers, just step up to the bar and get a drink on the house. It's free, boys. Free beer, free lunch. Okay.
Yeah, Joe.
I'll be up in the office. See if these boys get treated right.
Okay, Joe.
Hey, Lloyd, come here a minute.
Hey, you guys, don't you know when it's time to leave town?
Now, don't try to deny it, Louie. That dirty crack you just made about these bricklayers...
No, they're a bunch of lilies, are they? Hey, wait a minute. What are you guys trying to pull? I ain't said nothing about nobody. This guy here making cracks about us bricklayers.
Oh, he did.
He did indeed.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Now get away from me, you.
Oh, tough out of you, laddie. I'll give you 3 seconds to take it all back.
But I didn't say nothing. Honest, I didn't.
And the liar he is, too. Go to sleep, laddie. Sleep well.
Fight! Fight! Big fight! Fight! Big fight! Get in, fellas! Big fight! Fight! Hit him! Hit him!
Let's sit down, Frankie. Here in the corner. I want to enjoy this.
Oh, look at the way that bricklayer threw that chair. Wasn't that beautiful, Eddie?
Right through Joe's best mirror. Very artistic.
Oh, I'm sorry Joe has to miss all this. Where is he?
Upstairs. Wait a minute. He's coming down now. Oh, they're sure making his scenic gardens awful scenic.
Get out of my way, Finnegan.
No, Joe, I'd like to let you pass, but I can't. You might try to stop the fun.
Run, they're wrecking the place. Get out of the way.
Okay, you'll have to start with me. Up with your hand.
Go on, you old souse. Get. Oh, no. Boys, you gotta stop this. Stop it. Police, help, police. Oh.
Poor old Finnegan. Come on, Frankie. Set him down on my bed.
Yeah. Ah, there.
Cold as a cucumber.
Oh, he'll be all right. When Joe pushed him, he hit his head on the bar rail. He'll come around in a minute or two.
Lucky I live so close, I'm sure nobody saw us.
Saw us what?
Carrying Finnegan out.
Well, what if they did? We couldn't leave him on the floor with the riot going on.
But I got an idea, Frankie. A great idea.
Another one? You've done all right for one day. Hey, he's coming around. Finnegan, wake up,
Keep quiet.
Finnegan.
Be quiet. I'll do the talking.
Oh, no, boys.
Hello, Finnegan.
Oh, where am I?
In my bed, Finnegan. You've been here for hours and hours.
What's that? What happened?
Oh, it's terrible, Finnegan. The doctors just left.
Doctors, is someone sick?
You are, poor fellow. Cranial contusions.
Yeah, Finnegan, all over your body.
Oh, dear, me poor head hurts, too.
The doctors say you have a chance, Finnegan. if you get out of town.
How's it town?
Immediately.
But I feel better already.
Otherwise, they'll have to take you to the city hospital.
Oh, I took a drink of water yesterday. I've been poisoned.
And don't worry about money. A few weeks in, say, Atlantic City, and you'll be a new man. Frankie and I will take you to the train. Get a carriage, Frankie.
Oh, thank you, lads. Thank you, Atlantic City. Oh, it'll do me a world of good, boys. A change of saloons is just what I need.
Boss, look.
Huh? Oh, Eddie Johnson and Frankie, eh? How long have they been here?
Nearly an hour, boss.
It's the first I've seen of them since they started that fight here 2 days ago. Something's up, Louis. Hey, look, they've got black ties on.
Yeah, I guess they must have been at Finnegan's funeral this morning.
Finnegan's funeral?
Sure, Joe. He died the day of the fight. Didn't you know?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Big funeral this morning. Then they sent the remains to Atlantic City.
Oh, well, I think I'd better talk to Mr. Johnson.
Here he comes, Eddie. Poor Finnegan. The best friend a man ever had.
A finer Irishman never lived. Oh, hello, Joe.
I just heard about Finnegan. What was it, his heart?
His head, Joe. His head.
Yeah. Somebody hit him an awful wallop at the bricklayer's party. Well, I see you getting the place all fixed up, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, now about Finnegan. I know you saw me do it, but I only pushed him.
Sure, Joe, sure. Except a solid brass rail doesn't know how to pull its punches.
You guys wouldn't be trying a little high-class blackmail now, would you?
Joe, how could you say a thing like that? I lied for you, Joe. I told the coroner he hit his head on a curb.
But if it ever came out that it all happened in here, we'd have to tell the truth, Eddie.
Of course, Frankie. It wasn't Joe's fault. All they can do is close this place down as a public nuisance.
And that's a lot easier than manslaughter.
Be a shame, though, to see a nice place like this all boarded up.
Okay, Eddie, how much do you want?
Joe, you always think the worst of me. All I want is a chance to make some more money for you.
Go on, talk.
Let me run this place. Let me put on the shows. Give it some real class. All I want is 50% of any new business I bring in.
Would cost me less to bribe my way out.
Have it your own way. Oh, the coroner asked me to stop in his office later on.
All right, Eddie. You start work tomorrow.
And have Miss Farley here at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Katie?
Yeah. I'll be changing the whole joint, Joe. And I'm starting on Kate Farley.
Act Two of Coney Island, starring Betty Grable, Victor Mature, and Barry Sullivan, will follow in a moment.
Occasionally, the United States Senate chamber is illuminated by a glimmer of humor, like the time word reached the Senate that certain interests in Hong Kong were making commercial use of the works of American songwriters without paying the customary composer royalty fees. After investigating, the lawmakers designed a bill to protect Tin Pan Alley. Sponsors of the measure were Senators Russell Long of Louisiana, Hawaii's Hiram Fong, William Spong from Virginia, and Edward Long of Missouri. The legislation was introduced on the Senate floor as the Long Fong Spong Long Hong Kong Song Bill. On another occasion, Congress honored Robert Frost with an award recognizing his contributions to American letters. In presenting a medal to Mr. Frost, the late President Kennedy took note of the unanimous vote on the matter and concluded, it's the only thing Congress has agreed on for a long time. Two of the lighter moments that really happened on Capitol Hill.
Here's your producer, William Keeley.
We continue with Act Two of Coney Island, starring Betty Grable as Kate Farley, Victor Mature as Eddie Johnson, and Barry Sullivan as Joe Rocco. Believing that Finnegan is dead, Joe Rocco has made Eddie manager of his Scenic Gardens Cafe. The new impresario spends his first day in hiring an orchestra and revamping the entertainment program. But Eddie's having his troubles. The program consists almost entirely of Miss Katie Farley, and Katie Farley refuses to be revamped.
It's 8 o'clock. You let everybody else go for dinner. Why can't I?
Because they do what I say and you don't.
If it wasn't for Joe, I'd quit right now.
Oh, cool off. We'll try the number again. I'll play the piano.
What do you want this
You
time?
sing too fast. You sing too loud and you move around too much. Outside of that, you're great.
Everybody sings fast. It's the style.
Then we'll change the style. I'm trying to make you a little different.
All right, I'll do it again. Go ahead, play. Cuddle up a little closer, love be mine. Cuddle up and be my little clinging vine.
Shouty, look, if you want your family in Hoboken to hear you, use the telephone.
Oh, you fourth-rate Velasco, I gotta sing loud. There'll be a crowd out there tonight, and they make a lot of noise.
Look, if you're good, they'll stop talking and listen. If you're not, you can yell your lungs out and they still won't hear you.
Look, I've been doing great for a whole year. They like me here, and nobody's going to change my style of singing. Nobody. I'm leaving now, Mr. Eddie Johnson. I'll be back in time to do my number, my way. Goodbye.
Get ready, Katie. The show starts in a couple of minutes.
I am ready.
In that dress with the feathers... Look, I thought I told you
I'm
that...
wearing what I like, Mr. Johnson, and I just told the orchestra leader to play the number my way. Fast. Good and fast.
I hope you don't move around, Katie. With our new scenery, you should stand nice and quiet.
In front of a fake moon with a fake tree shining, I'll have to move around tonight to dodge the vegetables.
Okay, you're the star. You should know.
Oh, well, that's better. Tell him to start playing and ring up the curtain.
Oh, just a minute, Katie.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Just fixing the bottom of your dress.
What's wrong with it? Hey, what have you got? Handcuffs? Get away. Stop it. Stop it.
The handcuffs are for your pretty little ankles. I borrowed them from the cop outside. I'm afraid you'll have to stand still now, Katie, or you'll fall flat on your face.
Take those off of me, or so help me out.
And these go around your wrists, sweetheart. See? Like this. There. That's better.
And how do I walk out on the stage, smart guy?
I carry you out, see? Very simple.
I'll show you. I'll just stand there. I won't sing a note.
You look pretty funny, Katie. Hey, the handcuffs on your wrist, they show. I gotta cover them up. Oh, here's just the thing.
Oh, my feathers. You're pulling off my feathers.
Hold them in your hand. They'll think it's an ostrich fan.
I paid a lot of money for this dress.
Here's another feather. Guess I should have dipped you first in boiling water.
Oh, you big baboon, you. Oh, just you wait. You'll be sorry.
Frankie?
Yeah?
Tell the leader out there if he wants to keep his job to play slow. Nice and slow.
Okay.
All set, Miss Farley? Chin up now. Sing nice and pretty.
Get out of here! Get out!
Okay, Frankie, take the curtain down. Katie, you did swell. Now, up we go.
What are you doing now? Put me down.
You can't walk with handcuffs on your feet. I'm taking you to your dressing room. I want to talk to you.
I can hear just as well with these things on. They hurt.
You could kick, though, and start tossing vases. Well, what do you think of my way of singing now?
That applause wasn't so much.
You couldn't have gotten more if you were a parade.
Hey, my dressing room. Now, get these things off.
In a minute, Katie. You know, they liked you tonight. There wasn't a sound while you sang. For once you had real class.
Where do you get off talking to me like that? There are a lot of people around here who like me just the way I am, see?
Sure, but more people will like you if you'll just listen to me. You've got warmth, appeal, you're attractive. Yeah, in fact, you're so attractive, I think I gotta kiss you.
Get away from me.
There. And you'll be still more attractive if you just dress instead of overdressing. I'm no dummy. I went to school, finished the 10th grade. I even... Oh, here's that feeling again. I need another kiss.
Is that what you learned in the 10th grade?
No, that's why I was kicked out of the 11th.
Oh, just wait till I get out of these chains. I'll slap your face so hard it'll...
No, you won't, because you know that everything I told you is right. Okay, I'll take the handcuffs off now. They're off, Katie. And here's my face. Go ahead. Slap.
Oh, get out of here. Please get out.
Good night, Katie.
Good night. And thanks.
Oh, come in, Eddie, come in. I thought it was about time we did a little bookkeeping.
Any complaints?
Complaints? In 3 weeks, you've turned this place into a gold mine. You've taken in nearly $20,000 with a net of $5,000 over average business. You get 50%, Eddie. Here it is.
You know, Joe, for $30,000, we could buy us a new place.
You can think of more ways of spending my dough.
Not yours. Ours. Take my cut of the profits each week and put up the same amount yourself. Before you know it, we'll have enough.
No, I'm making all I want right here. And why kid ourselves? We're doing great because of Katie. She's been sensational.
That's right.
Yeah, but how long can she stay on top?
She's not on top. She's just starting. Give her time, she'll be the biggest star in years.
You know, for a guy who's always battling with Katie, you seem to have a lot of faith in her.
She's swell, Joe. I'm getting very fond of Katie.
Oh, is that so? Well, I just assume you and Katie keep it on a strictly business basis, Eddie.
Oh?
Yeah. I always had the silly idea that Katie was my girl. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure, Joe, I know. Well, we'll see. Huh?
That's right. We'll see.
Eddie, you guy. Are you there? Eddie.
Who is it?
Finnegan, greetings from Atlantic City.
Finnegan.
Well, say something, boys. Are you not glad to see your dear old friend?
Hello, Finnegan.
Well, hello. Well, Joe, you look like you're seeing a ghost.
Well, that's just what I am seeing. Or am I, Eddie?
Say, what is this? Everybody stares at me so queer-like. Why, 2 of the boys downstairs signed the pledge as soon as I walked in the door.
Finnegan, I'll see you later. Later, huh?
Oh, you're busy. Oh, sure, Eddie. Oh, it was a lovely time. I had a lovely, lovely time.
Well?
Joe, I told you I'd worm in here one way or another.
You slipped over a fast one and tripled my business. I like being taken that way.
Joe, what about a new place?
It can wait.
Better come in on it with me, Joe. If you don't, I'll buy it myself, Katie and me, and we'll take all your business away.
But I wouldn't like that, Eddie. I wouldn't like that at all.
Good morning, sir. May I help you?
Yeah, I'm Joe Rocco. I have an appointment with Mr. Hammerstein.
Oh, yes, sir. Go right in.
Thank you. I'm Rocco, Mr. Hammerstein.
Oh, sit down, young man. I've just been reading the press notices about Miss Farley. I have to admit, these hard-boiled critics seem to back up everything you said.
Oh, she's really wonderful, Mr. Hammerstein.
Well, society doesn't flock down to Coney Island for nothing. How long has this been going on?
Well, she started to click about 3 months ago.
I can't understand why you come to me, Rocco. If I thought she'd be good for my new show, I'd try to steal her from you.
Yeah, but Katie belongs here on Broadway. She's too good for Coney Island.
Well, I'll certainly drop out and hear her sing.
Fine. When can you make it?
I can't say exactly. Next week, probably.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Hammerstein.
Not at all. I'll telephone you before I come. Goodbye, Rocco.
ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kate Farley singing Put Your Arms Around Me, Honey.
Put your arms around me, honey. Hold me tight. Huddle up, cuddle all the might. Oh, babe, won't you roll them eyes? I said I just died alive. When they look at me, my heart begins to float. Then it starts a rocking like a motorboat. Oh, I never knew any boy like you.
Honey, you were never better.
Oh, thank you, Eddie.
You've got it at last. The trick of making every guy feel you're singing just for him.
It's easy when it's not a trick, Eddie.
Huh? Katie, you mean that? You mean all those pear-shaped tones were just for me?
Couldn't you tell?
Oh, come on now. Hurry up and change. I've got things to talk about.
I won't be long. Wait for me.
Eddie.
Oh, Joe. Say, she did great, didn't she?
Look, Eddie. Eddie, trim me out of my dough if you want to, and if you can, I can laugh about that. But when it comes to Katie, I lose my sense of humor.
I wouldn't do that, Joe. You may need it.
Well, I just want you to know. I'm going to do everything I can to break it up between you two.
Now, I'll tell you something. I'm going to be leaving here in a few weeks. I'm getting that new place. But you still can have half if you want.
Now, I'm doing fine right here.
I won't ask you again, Joe.
It's smart you haven't got that kind of cash.
That's why I went to the Brooklyn Savings Bank. They said if I have Kate Farley, they'd loan me $20,000.
Yeah? And what makes you think Katie will go with you?
Love is a wonderful thing, Joe. A wonderful thing is love.
Eddie, where's Joe?
He said something about a poker game at the Continental.
Yeah?
What are you all excited about?
Downstairs, Hammerstein. William Hammerstein's downstairs.
Well, what about... Who?
Hammerstein, the producer. He says Joe asked him to come and hear Katie.
Funny, Joe didn't say something.
Well, he told Joe he'd be down next week, but he just happened to be at Brighton tonight, so he came on over. Hey, I'll go and tell Katie.
Look, you stay here.
No.
Look, won't you see what Joe's trying to do? I want to open up that new cafe. If Katie comes with me, I get a big loan from the bank. But if Katie goes to Hammerstein, I'm licked.
Yeah, but what do we do now?
Look, if Joe can play poker, I guess it's okay if Katie and I take the evening off,
But
too.
she's got a number coming up.
Dolly knows her songs. Dolly will sing.
Oh.
Well, that's what understudies are for. Besides, I wouldn't want to disappoint Mr. Hammerstein.
But Dolly is a comic. She'll sound awful.
I hope so. But Hammerstein will think she's Katie.
Oh.
You know that sign with Katie's name on it?
The great big one on the side of the stage?
Uh-huh. See that it stays there when Dolly sings. I'll talk to Hammerstein now. Go get Katie and tell her to meet me at the side entrance.
Okay, Eddie. I hope you know what you're doing.
Gee, it's wonderful here, Eddie.
Yeah. Beach fires in the sand. Stars in the sky. Moon on the water.
I could stay here all night, except I feel awful guilty about running out like this.
Oh, forget it. There's nobody important in the cafe, and you only miss one number. Besides, it's a swell break for Dolly.
Listen, a moonlight picnic on the beach. Lucky people.
We'll do that, too, someday. After I get my own place.
You sure have big plans, Eddie.
Why not? And you know who's going to sing for me?
Who?
Katie Farley.
Really?
I've got to have you, Katie. I want everything to be the best.
That's the nicest compliment you ever paid me. You know, if you're not careful, you're going to wind up owning Coney Island.
I intend to.
What a guy. And what a sap.
Sap? Me?
No, me. I've fallen for you, Eddie. I've fallen awful hard.
Katie, you'll never be sorry, honey. Never.
Like a motorboat. Oh,
us 2 more songs later on, Mr. Hammerstein.
That's fine, but I think I've heard enough. Tell Mr. Rocco I was greatly impressed.
Well, thanks, Mr. Hammerstein. Goodbye.
Mr. Hammerstein.
Oh, hello, Rocco. I understood you were out.
Yeah, I was, but one of my boys telephoned me you were here. I came right back.
Oh, that's all right. Mr. Johnson took very good care of me.
What did you think of Miss Farley?
Well, as you told me, she's very, unusual. I'll think it over and let you know. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Hammerstein. Oh, Frankie, tell Katie to come over here.
Oh, well, I'll look for her, Joe.
Now, what do you mean you looked for her? Where is she?
Well, you see, Joe, it's like this. Say, Joe, I heard a wonderful story tonight. It seems there were 2
Hey, what
fellas,
goes on around
and they
here?
started...
Oh, there's Katie now, coming in the front entrance with Eddie. And where have they been?
Well, just as I was saying, Joe, these 2 fellas,
Get out
it
of
seems that
here.
they were the...
Katie,
Hello, Joe.
can I talk to you a minute, Katie?
Why, sure. You're not sore, are you, Joe?
Sure. What about?
Well, Eddie and I went for a little walk. I skipped my last number. Dolly did it for me.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't figure it out.
Figure what out, Joe?
I think you can guess, but I'd better tell Katie.
What are you talking about?
Katie, William Hammerstein was here a little while ago. He came just to hear you sing.
Oh, no.
I invited him. He's looking for a singer.
Oh, but why didn't you tell me?
I expected him next week. But Eddie knew he was here.
How did I know it was Hammerstein? I never saw him in my life.
Yeah, that's very funny. He told me Mr. Johnson had taken very good care of him. And you know, Katie, when he heard Dolly sing, he thought it was you.
How could he get that idea?
Look up on that stage. Somebody didn't bother to change the signs.
I see. It looks like Mr. Johnson took care of a lot of things.
Now, wait a minute, Katie.
Why didn't you tell me?
Shall I tell her, Eddie? Or will you?
Tell her.
It's all very simple, Katie. If Hammerstein heard you and signed you for his show, then Eddie wouldn't have you for his new cafe. And without you, there isn't going to be any cafe.
That's not true. Now, look, Katie.
Eddie, before you quit, I just want you to know you're fired.
And thanks, Eddie. Thanks a lot for taking me out tonight. I'll never forget it.
When United States military personnel arrive at an overseas station, one of the first problems they encounter in human relations is the language barrier. The people there make a strong effort to learn our language. They know it will benefit their economy. But you don't have to learn their language. In fact, you might complete your tour of duty satisfactorily without any appreciable knowledge of it. But you'll miss a lot. And you don't have to miss anything. For as a member of the Armed Forces of the United States, you have the opportunity to enroll in a USAFI spoken language course. The language series includes courses in 24 foreign tongues. They are practical, conversational studies with primary emphasis on spoken usage. Inquire about a language course from your education officer. Join a group class. And when you've mastered the vocabulary, watch the faces light up as you greet people in their native tongue. It's one more version of Power Through Knowledge with USAFI.
Here's Mr. Keeley at the microphone.
Here's Act 3 of Coney Island, starring Betty Grable as Kate Farley, Victor Mature as Eddie Johnson, and Barry Sullivan as Joe Rocco. Katie missed one opportunity to sing for William Hammerstein, but Joe Rocco quickly arranged another audition. He's taken Katie to New York and sits with a producer in Hammerstein's theater. On the empty stage, Katie is finishing her number.
Like to make you comfy, cozy, 'cause I love from head to toe thee, love thee, mine.
Well, Mr.
Hammerstein?
Oh, she's all right.
It's no use. Your smile gave you away.
Well, I thought if I acted hard-boiled, I might get her for less money.
I can do another course if you'd like.
Katie, you were great.
Wonderful. Mr. Rocco and I are just going into my office to talk about a deal.
Wait right there, Katie. I'll just be a few minutes.
I'll wait. Oh, I want to thank you. You played the song exactly. Eddie,
Hello, Katie.
what were you doing down there in the orchestra pit?
Playing for you. I told Hammerstein's pianist you were expecting me. That and $5 seemed to convince him. Katie, could you give me just one more minute? There are a lot of things I want to explain.
I listened to you once before. Of all the selfish, conniving...
Wait a minute. Remember me? I'm the guy who just played the piano for you. If I'd wanted to, I could have crabbed your act awful easy. I didn't, though, because I want you to get that job. I'm sorry about the other time, Katie, honest.
And that makes everything all right, I suppose.
No, but it should make you take that cotton out of your ears long enough for me to tell you why I did it.
I know why. You want that new place.
Sure I do. But that wasn't the real reason. I didn't want you to work for Hammerstein because, well, it would put too much distance between us.
Oh, Eddie, it's exactly 11 miles from here to Coney Island.
I'm not talking about that kind of distance. Once you hit Broadway, you'd be 1,000,000 miles from me. It's happened so many times before, Katie, and I just didn't want to lose you. You see, I happen to love you. That's why I did it. I guess that's all I have to say.
Eddie. Oh, Eddie, get me out of here. Quickly.
But what about Hammerstein, Broadway?
I'm from Coney Island, Eddie, and right now I feel an awful long way from home.
Where have you been, Katie? What happened to you? 6 hours ago, I left you on a stage in New York.
I'm sorry, Joe, but Eddie came along and I
figured it would be better if Katie wasn't around while you and Hammerstein were talking business.
Hammerstein wanted you to sign a contract.
So did Eddie. Look, Joe.
Oh. Marriage license, huh?
That's right. It looks just like a liquor license, except it's got little cupids running all over it.
Well, congratulations. When's the wedding?
Tomorrow afternoon, Joe. And I'd like you to be the best man.
Thanks. That's swell. What did I tell Hammerstein?
We just spoke to him on the telephone. He's not starting rehearsals until August, and he said we'll have plenty of time for a honeymoon.
You mean you still want to sign with Hammerstein?
Oh, you bet.
Surprised, Joe?
Oh, frankly, yes. I thought you wanted Katie for your new cafe.
I did. I want her more as my wife.
Well, Joe, we'll see you at the church.
The little one across from Brighton Park, tomorrow afternoon at 4:30.
I'll be there.
You see, Joe, it all worked out just beautifully.
Yeah, beautifully. Oh, Louis,
Yeah?
remember Sylvester Keene?
That broken-down actor? Sure. He blew in last week. He was looking for a job.
Now, get hold of him. Tell him he's got a job.
Dolly, it's 4:30. Where could he be?
Joe said Louie's bringing Eddie in an automobile. Probably got a flat tire.
I'm going out and look for him.
You stay right here in this room. It's bad luck to go inside before the wedding march. I ought to know. I've been married 4 times.
Then you find him.
Okay, I'll find him.
Oh, excuse me. I was about to knock. Miss Farley?
No, that's Miss Farley in there.
Who is it?
I'm Sylvester Keene from the Brooklyn Savings Bank.
Don't tell me I've overdrawn my account.
Oh, no. I wanted to speak to Mr. Johnson, but I understand he isn't here yet. I thought perhaps you could give him a message.
Why, certainly.
Just tell Mr. Johnson we've decided to loan him $20,000 for his new cafe.
Oh, why, that's wonderful. But if anyone can make a success out of a cafe, it's Mr. Johnson.
Well, frankly, Miss Farley, we consider your reputation a little better security than his. An attraction like you would make any cafe a success.
Thank you, but I won't be singing in his cafe. I'm going to work for William Hammerstein.
You are?
Why, yes.
Well, that's strange. Mr. Johnson called us just a little while ago and said that now that you and he were going to be married, you had changed your mind. You were staying in Coney Island.
He told you that?
Oh, dear, that changes everything. Well, I'm certainly glad we had this little talk, Miss Farley.
Yes, So am I.
I'm sorry if I said anything that...
He's here, Katie. Eddie's here. They got stuck in traffic.
Well, goodbye, Miss Farley.
Goodbye.
Katie, here are your railroad tickets. 2 days to Niagara Falls and down through Canada into Detroit.
Excuse me a minute.
Eddie, I'll get him for you, honey.
Please. And Joe, do you mind?
No. Want to be alone with him, huh? Well, I'll tell the preacher he's here.
How are you, Mrs. Johnson? Here, posies for the train.
Close the door, Eddie.
Sure.
Eddie, a man was here just now from the bank.
He was? What do you want?
Did you tell him that I was going to be singing for you?
Last week I said I might be able to get you, but that was before Hammerstein
You
offered
spoke to them again today.
Today?
You told them you had me all sewed up.
Now, wait a minute. I don't know who was here or what he said,
Don't
but
lie, Eddie. You know you couldn't get the money without me. What was your plan this time? To convince me on our honeymoon?
Katie, you don't honestly think that, do you?
What do you want me to think?
That I'm marrying you because I love you and for no other reason.
Isn't there anything you'd like to explain?
I'm not even going to try to. Katie, you've got to believe me. Because down deep you just know I'm on the level. Unless you do, our marriage won't be worth a hoot.
Is that all, Eddie?
That's all. Someday you'll find out I'm telling the truth, except then it may be too late. If you leave me now, well, I guess it's all over. You know that, don't you?
Yes, I know that.
What are you going to do?
What I have to do. I'm leaving now.
Intermission, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
Smoking in the outer lobby, please.
Boy, the
Smoking
girls.
in the outer
Wonderful.
lobby.
Wherever did they find them?
Somewhere in Coney Island, I think.
Hammerstein thought himself.
That Farley girl's the whole show. I could see her every night in the week.
Well, Eddie, looks like she's in.
Yeah, she's got them standing on their ears for... Frankie, I swore I wouldn't do this, but I've got to.
Gotta do what?
I'm going backstage, Frankie. I'll see you later.
Well, it's about time. Good luck, Eddie. Hear what they're saying, Katie. Sensational. And wait till they hear the third act.
Oh, thanks, Joe, but I'll believe it when I see it in the morning paper.
I saw Eddie in the lobby, Katie. If you want, I'll ask him to drop in later.
In case he has the same idea, tell him himself to save the trouble.
Do you really mean that?
What do you think?
Well, I think it's about time I gave you this.
Joe. Joe, it's beautiful.
And I didn't win it in a card game either. It's one ring I bought in a jewelry store. Hey, that's the wrong hand. That's a left-handed ring. Oh. No go, huh?
Joe,
Forget it, Katie. But keep the ring. Just because a hayburner runs second, he doesn't ask for his entry fee back.
I'm so sorry, Joe.
Katie, listen, since I did run out of the money, there's something you ought to know. That day in the church when you were going to be married,
Come in.
Hello, Katie. Joe?
Hello, Eddie.
I just wanted to tell you how swell it's going. You're even better than I thought you'd be.
Well, thanks, Eddie. How have you been?
Oh, fine. Opening the cafe next month. Will you drop out?
Sure. Where's it going to be?
Where? Why, in the same building I always had in mind.
Well, I thought you took an option on that building, Joe.
I did. Eddie, I hate to tell you this, but the reason I let the option expire was because the fire commissioner tipped me off. They're going to condemn the building.
I hate to tell you this, Joe, but that guy wasn't the fire commissioner.
Oh? Just a friend of yours?
Uh-huh.
The way you two double-cross each other and smile about it beats me.
Yeah, we've sure pulled some beauty.
Remember the time you got me that date with the blonde and she turned out to be the sheriff's wife?
That was nothing. What about when I was running that freak show in Toledo? You painted the mayor's face on the sword swallow's back, and I got 30 days for it.
And in Memphis, Joe pays me off in counterfeit bills, Katie, and I get tight and try to cash one of them at the police station. And what about that day at the church when you sent that guy over who was supposed to be from the bank, Sylvester Keene? Oh, that one really hit the jackpot.
I'll never forget it. You should have seen his makeup, Eddie. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I'll bet it was, Joe.
And when Louis told me he stole you off by getting caught in traffic, I thought I'd... Oh.
Well, Miss Farley, now you'd know.
Joe, was that the something you wanted to tell me?
Yeah. Yeah, he still loves you, Katie. Don't let him get away from you again.
That's so easy to say.
Curtain going up, Miss Farley.
Things will work out. You'll see. Good luck.
Hot dogs, here they are. Genuine Coney Island hot dogs.
Eddie, what in the world are you doing out here?
Hello, Katie. I could ask the same question.
At 9 o'clock at night, you should be tending the business. By the way, how is the new place?
Oh, fine. I'd like you to see it.
Maybe later, Eddie. You see, I got a telegram from Joe, and he said to meet him on the Coney Island Pier at 9 o'clock Sunday night. Well, here I am.
That's funny. I got a telegram, too.
Joe?
No, from the city hall. Something about my license not being legal after tomorrow. Said a man would be here to see me about 9 o'clock. Sounds awful phony.
Some amateur's trying to pull a fast one.
Sure, I just opened up. The license is good for a whole year.
Listen. Somebody's having a good time.
Yeah. Moonlight picnic on the beach. Remember?
We were going to do that one day.
Kitty, do you think we could...
Hello, Eddie. Hot dog?
Sure, why not? Katie?
I'll take a bite of yours.
With mustard, Mac. That's it, thanks.
Thanks, Eddie. Get a hot dog.
Open your mouth.
Delicious.
You got mustard all over.
I'll lick it off. Good.
I know a better way to take mustard off.
You do?
Mm-hmm. This way.
Oh, my. That's a wonderful way, Eddie.
Look, how long do I have to stand here watching this?
Joe!
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Eddie. How about that license?
Oh, so you sent the telegram. I might have known.
Sure, it expires tomorrow, your marriage license.
Oh, well, thanks for reminding me.
That license cost Eddie $1, Katie. Be ashamed to see that buck wasted. Now, in case you two are interested, there's a preacher waiting at my office.
The service always was pretty good at your cafe, Joe.
Well, Miss Farley, can you spare the time to get married?
How long does a marriage take?
This one? About 50 years, I hope.
I think I can just about make it.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Eddie, just a minute.
Now what?
Mustard. All over your face.
The only thing that could outshine Coney Island are the stars who presented tonight's play so engagingly. And here they are for a curtain call. Betty Grable, Victor Mature, and Barry Sullivan.
Thank you, Bill.
If you work at Fox, you'll have to have a hobby, Mr. Keeley.
How's that, Barry?
Well, everyone seems to have one. Vic has his sailboats. Betty has her horses.
That's right. I understand you have the finest racing stables in the valley, Betty.
Grable Stables. Hey, you know... Don't all those horses take a lot of stall space, Betty?
Oh, no. Horses can sleep standing up, you know.
I know. They do it every time I put a bet on one.
For a change, perhaps you ought to let Vic take you sailing, Betty.
I'm afraid I don't know a thing about it, Bill.
Well, certainly you know the difference between starboard and port.
Yes. Port's a little sweeter.
You know, I never could understand why they always call the boat a she.
Try steering one sometime. You'll understand.
Good night.
Good night, and thanks for a most entertaining time at Coney Island. This is William Keeley saying good night to you from Hollywood.